welcome everyone. EOM CAT 11. How was it? How was it? How was it? Let's show you how was it. Very similar to what you can expect on CAT in terms of questions. So yes, after EOM CAT 10, where some people might have been surprised with a few question types here and there, we are back to the same old RC and summary and verbal logic. As always, analysis should always start with where do you stand in terms of your VARC preparation, because there are still people who haven't finished most of the material solving, which means you would be somewhere in the beginner or intermediate level. There are people who have finished all their material solving because they have been preparing for a while, and if that is the case, you should be in their advanced level. What difference does it make? People in beginner or intermediate level of material solving will want to reach a 98 or a 99 percentile only after they've finished the entire material solving. That now also means that somehow between now and your actual CAT, you will have to speed up your material solving, because if you haven't solved all of my material, all of the endeavor material, at least 10 to 12 days before your CAT, I don't know how are you going to reach that 98 percentile, which you desperately want to see at least 10 days before your CAT. That is how you might just be able to guarantee yourself at least a 98 or best case a 99 or a 99.5 percentile. So you might not be at advanced level now, but please remember you have to reach that advanced level 10 to 12 days before your actual CAT. And for those who started their preparation more than 6 months ago and have already completed their lectures, but are not in the advanced stage yet because they have not been solving material, oh, this is a warning sign for you. Planning, selection, sequencing, what should I have done, what should I have not done, all of that I'll cover. Time allocation, how much time should you have given to reading based questions, which are RC and summary. Yes, we always label or classify summary under verbal logic, but there is an specific focus of reading involved. And then how much time should you have allocated to your verbal logic questions. Total questions 24. Why? Because people have been buzzing with what the CAT convener announced, that the number of questions will go down. So yes, going ahead, we will keep showing you different formats of questions. 24 questions, 40 minutes, reading comprehension 16, verbal logic 8. In those reading comprehension questions, you had 2 passages of 5 questions each, 2 of 3 questions each. Verbal logic, 3 parajumpals, 3 summary questions, 2 out of context, overall difficulty level moderate, and this could be the exact CAT replica you have been waiting for. You might be aware that CAT releases a demo. The demo only gives you an idea of what the CAT interface is. It rarely tells you what will be the difficulty level of questions, what can you expect on the test today in terms of content or in terms of difficulty or even in terms of number of questions. So yes, this paper could be just what you have been anticipating. This paper could end up becoming your exact CAT experience on 28th of November. So let's get started. First passage. What was this passage all about? This passage was a sort of a paradox. Why paradox? Because it was in philosophy. So many of you who have an antipathy or dislike towards philosophy passages would have seen this passage and put it aside. What happens then? If you do that, if you look at the topic of the passage and put it aside, you might just have made a mistake that when you do the analysis, you will regret, because apparently this was the best passage out of 4. Difficulty level, in terms of reading, because it's a philosophy passage, I believe everything is either moderate or difficult. There are almost never philosophy passages that are easy to read. Not from my perspective, but from your perspective. The analysis is always from the test taker's perspective. Slightly lengthy, yes, but largely easy questions. It had 5 questions, 2 logical purpose questions, 1 profession of the author, 1 inference, 1 applied information. And in that entire sequence, it was only the applied information that might just have been tricky for people, either first or third. Only those two questions where you could have gotten stuck. Everything else was very, very straightforward. I've given you the reasons for why those questions have been labeled easy. So what happens? What happens here is, if you had given this enough time, you could have very easily scored 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. That is how easy this passage was. Those who skipped the first passage to go to the second passage and absolutely loved it because it was a science-based passage, now in the analysis you will realize why I recommend doing the first passage on philosophy before this. Because even if this was a science-based passage, the concepts presented in the passage are new. The words are familiar. What the author is trying to say is probably what no one has ever seen from you all. So overall difficulty level moderate, but then the difficulty of this passage was, in terms of reading, it was a lot more than the previous passage. In terms of selection of questions, yes, there were fewer easy questions, more of moderate questions. In the previous passage, you had 2 moderate and 3 easy questions. Here, you have only 2 easy questions, but you also have 1 difficult question. And in that difficult question, you had a weakening question that involved your quant skills, understanding what percentage is being referred to, your reasoning skills, and then such long answer choices. So if you started with this passage and this passage apparently left you a bit hassled or disoriented, I can understand. I can totally understand. For most people who are working under a time limit, a passage like this, if you start with a lot of expectations and if it leaves you shocked somewhere in the middle of the passage, and then the questions leave you equally disturbed or disappointed, it can totally ruin your entire verbal reasoning section, something that you want to learn how to not let happen. You can't allow one passage or one question to destroy your confidence for the verbal reasoning section, or worse, for the entire CAT. Learn to disconnect. Learn to not let anything get to your head. Simply move on. If something was difficult, if something was really weird, fine with me. Drop it, move ahead. Better to not get a negative score than to get a negative score only because you are desperate and you are trying to get something out of what you actually should not have attempted. So this was the passage. Next on my list, the smaller passage, again pretty abstract. This one and the next one, both of them I'll call them abstract. Why abstract? Because they are just 3 questions. Nobody, if given a choice, would want to invest so much time into read an abstract passage when there are only 3 questions. That's how I've written it. It was probably tough to read and too long for those 3 questions. That too, the questions were tricky. But then this was still, if you look at the ROI, return on investment of your time and effort, between the previous passage, the GDP and climate change passage, and this one, if you had to pick one, I would recommend you to pick the previous one, not this one. So this was just 3 questions, tough to read. 1 applied information question, which was moderate. The other 2 were definitely difficult. And the title question was definitely a bomb question. I could have called it very difficult, but then I rarely put title questions as very difficult because it is just a reflection of the main idea. If you get the main idea correct, you will get the title question correct. That brings you to the last passage. Starts simple, goes into an absolutely lost direction. You read about pandemic and you're like, oh boss, we have been reading this for the last 1.5 years. It has appeared in so many Endeavor CAT passages. I know what this topic is. And then individualism and collectivism comes in and you're like, ye kya ho gaya? Is it the same passage? Is it a different passage? What the hell just happened? How did this go from this to this? Very difficult. Very difficult to read. Difficult questions. Just 1 moderate question followed by 1 difficult and one very difficult question. It was just not a passage that I would recommend anyone to attempt unless you are so desperate about other questions, specifically the verbal logic based questions. If you follow my advice to the word, this is the kind of passage that You solve in your simulation, in your post-mock analysis, but you also remind yourself that if you get something like this, you want to stay away from it. Rearranging jumbled sentences, parajumbles, big data analytics in hospitals. When I attempted that question, I remember I had an answer at the end of 1 minute, and then I went back and reconsidered the entire selection. And by the end of 3 minutes, I had two different sequences. And when I look at it from objectively, yes, the first sequence, which is the correct answer, which is what I got in the first 1 minute, that makes logical sense, but the second sequence would have been very, very appealing. And that is just the difference between 4-1 and 1-4. Very, very tricky choice when you don't have answer choices telling you how to rearrange those. So big data analytics, difficult one. Maya Angelou, the passage has, I mean, that sequence of 4 sentences has only one transitional reference. Otherwise, you can, if you don't read it properly, you can create so many sequences and so many combinations that I would call this a difficult passage, which is why we keep telling you, please have a selection strategy. If I were in your place, I had seen the big data analytics and then Maya Angelou, I would have still probed further and I would have found the solar power wala parajumble, which is so easy. It is just a straightforward. If I had to attempt only one question in across all parajumbles, I would attempt solar power. Why did we give you very difficult parajumbles? Because by now, almost all of you have been, almost except my crash batches, all of you have been taught parajumbles. So this is the time where, after giving you some parajumbles in the previous mocks, where you have been able to attempt them, we have to teach you this test and the next 2-3 tests. We have to teach you how to not become blindly dependent on parajumbles. Understand that even in rearranging jumbled sentences, which are type in the answer type and there is no incorrect answer, you will have to be selective. You can't just waste your time just because there is no negative marking. Summary questions, a fairly challenging combination. Again, one moderate question, one very difficult question, again a very difficult question. You had question numbers 20 and 22, both of them were based on science. And then you had a question number 21, which was a mix of science and some abstract theory. So would I attempt any of these? I would probably attempt one of them. I wouldn't really attempt more than one in summary questions. You know that it is a question type where you have to select a correct answer, and it is a question type that there's a negative marking. So if you are tired of reading comprehension passages, attempting summary, just not recommended. So last two question types, and finally question 24 is where you might want to put your head down on the keyboard and thank God that finally you have a very, very easy one. Undoubtedly, the easiest question across the test is question number 24. Okay, so 23, schools and society. Again, the same feeling. When I saw that, I had to think a lot between sentence numbers 2 and 3. I gave it at least 2.5 minutes of thought. So anybody who's tried that question and given it 3.5 minutes for a logical explanation, I can understand your pain. So Jokovic, अब नाम ऐसा था क्या करें यार? Jokovic and Yugoslavia, yes. Pretty easy. Probably the best thing to end your verbal logic section, which would have brought us to what? This segregation. 7 easy, 7 moderate, 8 difficult, 2 very difficult, because you have 14 questions that classify under easy and moderate, and only 10 questions that go under difficult or very difficult. That's why you have a paper that is overall moderate. That's why I said this could pretty much be the exact CAT replica that you have been waiting for. This 15 correct approximately, 15 attempts approximately and 12 correct. As always, this combination of 15 attempts and 12 correct is likely to get you. You've attended a lot of analysis, so you know that when I give you these numbers, they lead you to your 98 percentile. But before I tell you the actual percentiles, how would you reach those percentiles? What should you have done? There are 2 different plans depending on what kind of a test taker you are. In both the plans, The first two passages are mandatory. You would have taken around 4 to 5 minutes to reach the passage on Dewey's reconstruction of philosophy, and then take another 4 to 5 minutes, because see, I'm giving you the maximum target there also. 5 attempts, 4 correct, hopefully 5 attempts, 5 correct. Then you invest into the GDP and climate change passage, where if you don't get confused with the quantitative explanations, the passage is not so much of a bomb. Give it 3 to 4 minutes to read, because it is not as long as the Dewey passage. Give it 4 minutes to solve, get me 4 attempts and 3 correct. So this would have been basic for all of you. And that means in around 10 plus 8, around 16 to 18 minutes, you would be sitting with 9 attempts and 7 correct. That is undoubtedly what you want to do. You want to note it down on actual CAT. At the end of 16 to 18 minutes, you should be done with around 8 to 9 questions, and you should be standing at 7 confidently marked answers. Confident means you are sure that your answer is correct. After that, it depends. If you are someone who is more towards passages than towards anything else, in that case, you would probably go ahead and solve the other 2 passages. I have reduced your targets for the other 2 passages. And in the last 2 minutes, you just go for out of context. So those who are in my crash patches, those who have been asked to not attempt rearranging the jumbled sentences, your parajumbles or summaries, yes, you would have gone with this target. Although with that, 9 correct, this one, 9 correct, and 9 attempts and 7 correct. You, all of my crash batch students, you are already standing at an 80 percentile. So if you don't attempt anything else, you will still be at 80 percentile, which is what I've been telling you since so long. In the last few weeks, get me an 80 first. Everybody who started their course in June and July, your first target has to get an 80 percentile. Get an 80 percentile in 1 mock, go ahead and get it in 2 more mocks, and then we'll jump from 80 to 90. You can't get me an 80 today and get me a 65 in the next mock and expect to go from 65 to 90. That's not how it works. So plan A would then leave you with 37 to 40 attempts. You count this, you get 15 attempts, 12 correct. For those who are really not so keen on RCs, would rather attempt the other question types. As I said, people who have already finished verbal logic, for them, this would be my plan B. Go to out of context questions, maybe 5 to 6 minutes, 2 attempts and 2 correct. I know that one of those is difficult, but then if you are not going to invest into meta emotions and the COVID pandemic passage, you should be able to get the second out of context also correct. You have time. I'm giving you 5 to 6 minutes. Compare it with this case. In this case, I'm giving you only 2 minutes for 1 question. Here I'm giving you 5 to 6 minutes for 2 questions. It is totally worth it. Same with summary questions. 7 to 8 minutes, get me 2 attempts, 1 correct. And lastly, paraexamples. 7 to 8 minutes, 2 attempts and 2 correct. This combination, I repeat, will take you to 37 to 40 minutes, 15 attempts and 12 correct. This should bring you to the cutoffs. I said 9 attempts, 7 correct would put you at closer to 80 percentile. Approximately 15 and 12 would put you at a score of 33, which would be somewhere around 98 percentile. Yes, 100 percentile would require a much higher effort, but I am pretty sure at this stage, everybody who is only 80% done with the endeavor material solving should be targeting somewhere around a 90 or a 92.5 percentile. People who are done with their 100% of material solving should be targeting a 95 percentile or a 98 percentile. And those who are still attending classes and are yet to do verbal marathon and verbal logic lectures, and 80 is still our best task. Between now and the next mock, go through the analysis, understand how to fix targets. That should be it. Thank you so much. Have a great time ahead. Good luck till I see you again. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to the analysis of 2021 EOM CAT 11. We'll be doing the analysis of the QA section. Let's begin. So in QA section analysis, we'll follow the standard flow, which is we start with topic distribution. This will be followed by question mapping in terms of easy, moderate, and difficult. Based on this analysis of difficulty, we try to reach expected attempts and we will attach good scores against some key percentiles. So starting with topic distribution, this is how the topic distribution looks like. There were 4 questions from numbers, 2 from linear equations, ratio proportion, average, time and work, time and distance, and inequalities, and 2 questions from triangle as well, and 1 question each from surds and indices, permutation combination, special properties, lines and angles, mensuration, and 1 question was based on network diagram as well. Talking about question mapping, let's start with the question mapping of easy questions. So there was this question on time and work, a very standard question where A and B started the work, C joins them after 2 days. So this is a textbook question where 3 people are working in parts, and we have to find out the rate of C and the time required by C to complete the entire work. So this could have been done very easily. Next question was based on linear equation, a question based on dependent equation where one had to find out the cost of certain number of pen, eraser, and sharpener. 2 questions were already given. Okay, so if you use these 2 equations, you can multiply the first one by 2, you can multiply the second one by 3, and as soon as you add both these equations, you will be able to find out the cost of required number of pen, eraser, and sharpener. So again, this can be easy. This can be categorized as easy question because you can work with the 2 equations given and easily find out the third combination. Next one is a question based on ratio and proportion where a person was mixing water to milk. He sold off certain mixture. Okay, then his son is adding certain quantity of milk into the mixture, and then if the customer is buying 15 liter of the mixture, what quantity of milk was he getting was the question. So this can be calculated based on the ratio, a very easy and direct question. Next is based on inequalities where we had to find out the relation between z cube minus 1 and z square minus z. Either they are equal or one is greater than the other. That is what we were supposed to decide. Okay, it was also given that z is an integer greater than 1, right? Now once you get such conditions given in the question, what you can simply do is you can assume z as an integer greater than 1 and try to check. Okay, so integer greater than 1, if I am assuming z equal to 2, I will clearly see that z cube minus 1 is a greater value compared to z square minus z, and you can choose the relevant option. Next one was a question based on averages where a person was trying to find out the average height of a group of children by making all possible triplets and calculating the average of those triplets. Now one needs to realize that the average of all possible triplets is equal to the average height of the entire group. Okay, so it's the same value basically. Coming to the question mapping of moderate questions, there is this question based on permutation and combination where the number of triangles that can be formed was supposed to be calculated. So initially there was a triangle given. There are 2 points on one side of the triangle, 3 points on the other side of the triangle, and 4 points on the third side. You have to use these 9 points and find out how many triangles can be formed using these 9 points. Okay, so we know that in order to form a triangle we need to select 3 points, so 9C3 is the initial answer. Okay, but from 9C3 you have to subtract those combinations where you select 3 points on the same line. Okay, so 3C3 and 4C3 is what you need to subtract, because in that case you won't get a triangle. Next is a question based on time and distance where there were 2 cases given. One is a case of driving versus the other was a case of biking. Okay, so the person was traveling certain distance while he was driving, and if he chooses to bike, the distance reduces by 20%, and there was a range of speed given. So one can calculate the time required for biking very easily by dividing the distance with the speed. Next question was again on time and distance based on circular race where the speed of fastest and the slowest runner was to be compared. Okay, so we can consider relative speed here. So we can form one equation which is speed of fastest minus speed of slowest multiplied by time taken, which was given. Time taken to cross was given, and the total length of the track was also given. So we can have one equation which shows the difference of the speed of the fastest minus slowest. It was also given in the question that the fastest runner runs at a speed which is twice the slowest runner. Okay, so you can always substitute that and calculate the speed of the fastest runner. Next was the question on surds and indices, a standard question based on finding out the square root of the surd. So if you can find out the square root of the expression which is visible in the denominator, that is 9 plus 6 root 2, you will be able to calculate the value of 8. Then there was a question on ratio proportion where there were two classes in the train, first class and second class. The ratio of the passengers in both the classes was given. The ticket fare for both the classes, the ratio of the ticket fare was also given, and the total revenue that is collected from both the classes put together was given. We had to find out the share of the second class passengers in the total revenue. So this was a question based on the compound ratio concept. Next was a question on special properties where we had to find out the maximum value of log 2 to the base x square minus 4x plus 6. Now at first sight this might look like a question on logarithm, but it is a question on special property regarding the maxima and minima concept of a quadratic function. So in order to find out the maximum value of the given expression, you need to ensure that log x square minus 4x plus 6 gets minimized. So x square minus 4x plus 6 is minimized, and if you apply the perfect square method, you will find that the minimum value of this is 2, and therefore the maximum value of the overall expression becomes log 2 to the base 2, which is 1. Coming to question mapping of moderate but time consuming questions, there was this question based on network diagram. So there was a diagram given in the question, x was the starting point, t was the ending point, and one need to find out how many routes are possible by which you can travel from x to t. Now from x there were 4 nodes which were generated. Okay, so you have to consider 4 cases, taking each node as one case. Okay, and then you need to try to find out the routes possible through those nodes. Okay, so this might be a time consuming question, and yes, if you don't get the approach right, it might be a confusing one as well. Next was a question based on linear equation where a plus b plus c plus d was given as 42. Also, a plus 2b plus 3c plus 5d was given as 100, and we had to find out the possible values of c. So there were options given for the value of c. You can try all the options one by one. Okay, and all options were possible for the value of c. So finally the answer becomes all of this. Then the question based on time and work, which was based on alternate pattern with negative work. Initially this question might look like a question on TSD because a couple, a husband and wife, developed a car which was traveling between two villages like Numbersville and Mathfest. Okay, these are the two stations or two villages, and the condition that was given that they have to pedal the car in order to move it forward. After traveling certain distance, the car needs to be recharged, so you have to pedal it backward, which might result into some distance traveled on the opposite side. So that opposite side becomes the negative work, right? And this process keeps on repeating on alternate basis, that they go forward, they come back, they go forward, they come back, and that is why we can attach alternate pattern with a negative work here. A question based on mensuration where area of shaded region inside the square was supposed to be calculated. So there were two quarter circles given, the area was highlighted, and one had to find out the area of the highlighted portion. Now this can turn out to be a calculative question. Next is a question based on numbers where a group of Chinese people were passing message to one another, and there was one condition given that everybody who is passing message to the next person is either adding certain number of characters to the message or removing certain number of characters from the message. So if you observe this carefully, you will be able to establish a pattern, and based on that pattern the answer can be calculated. Another question based on numbers where honeybees were put on training for traveling from flower to hive and come back. Okay, so while they travel from flower to hive, the time taken by those honeybees were 15 seconds, 30 seconds and 45 seconds. While coming back, they all take the same time, which is 15 minutes each. Okay, so what you can do is you can establish one cycle, which is from flower to hive and coming back. You can calculate the time for that, and then you can take the LCM of the three timings to solve the question. This is the list of difficult questions. So a question from numbers where 7777 was written 50 times and that was to be divided by 74. Now when you are dividing by 74, that is nothing but 37 into 2. So you might have to use a CRT for this, that is Chinese remainder theorem. That is one you divide by 37 and the second you divide by 2 and then combine both the results. Next is the question again based on numbers where one had to find out multiples in 100 sets of n, n plus 2, n plus 4, n plus 6 and n plus 8. Now these numbers are consecutive even numbers or maybe consecutive odd numbers. Okay, and there are 100 such sets, so you have to find out how many of these 100 sets will contain a multiple of 7. Now this might be time consuming as well as challenging questions, so should be definitely left apart. Next one is a question based on averages. So a person had 5 friends, let's call them A, B, C, D, E. Okay, now what he is doing is he is adding the age of 2 of his friends and he is making all possible combinations. So out of 5 friends, if he is adding 2 friends, 5C2, total 10 combinations can be formed. Okay, value of all those 10 combinations were given and using those values, using those equations, one had to find out the age of the oldest friends. Now this again, one cannot have a direct approach for such kind of questions, so this might be time consuming. For some students it will be difficult also. Another question was based on lines and angles where a bomber was turning at an angle of 60 degree after every interval of 35 minutes. Okay. So one seriously needs to understand that if you want to come back to the same direction, okay, then you need to complete a rotation of 360 degree. 360 degree divided by 60, right, which gives you 6 intervals of 35. 6 intervals of 35 is 210 minutes. So after 210 minutes, after every 210 minutes, you will be facing the same direction, right? But instead of that, what most of the students will try to do is they will try to draw the diagram and that will take them nowhere. Okay, so they might get confused with this question. Next was a question based on triangle where a total length of the creeper plant which was climbing around the trunk of the tree was to be calculated. So there is a tree, there is a creeper which is climbing around the trunk of the tree. So this question can be solved by assuming the trunk of the tree as a cylinder and then you eventually open the cylinder which results into a rectangle. Okay, and later on this length of the creeper becomes the hypotenuse of the right angled triangle. You can watch the detailed solution to you can watch the video solution to understand this particular question, how is it solved. Next one was a question based on triangle where the ratio of AD by DB plus CE by EB was to be calculated. So there was this right angle triangle that was given, a circle was inscribed in the right angle triangle and the required ratio was to be calculated. Now this wasn't a direct at all and that's why most of the students might not be able to understand what approach can be taken for this question. Next one, it might look like a question on triangle because ABC is nothing but the product of 3 sides of the triangle. A plus B plus C is the sum of 3 sides of the triangle and AB plus BC plus CA is sum of products of 2 sides taken at a time. And one had to find out the maximum value of this. Okay, so you have to simplify this expression and bring the denominator to a stage where you can see a number plus its reciprocal. So there we can apply the concept that the minimum value of the number and its reciprocal turns out to be 2 and that is in the denominator, so that eventually maximizes your entire fraction. Now based on this difficulty analysis, this is what we can conclude. We saw 5 easy questions. We expect you to solve all of them. We saw 6 questions of moderate difficulty. We expect you to solve most of them, right? Approximately 80 to 85% of them. So that comes out to be 5 attempts expected. Moderate but time consuming. You can still try at least 50% of these questions. So out of 6, you should have taken 3. And from difficult question, you might have solved around 25% of the questions from that chunk also. So 2 out of 7 attempts can be expected here. Okay, all in all, out of total number of questions, which is 24, I'm expecting that you can solve, a well prepared student can solve around 15 questions. And in 15 questions, in these 15 attempts, if I assume 85% of accuracy, I can sense that there are 13 questions which you can do correctly. 2 incorrectly, and based on that our 98 percentile becomes 37 marks, because 39 minus 2, so 37 works out to be 98 percentile. 95 percentile is at 31, 90 percentile is at 25, 80 percentile is at 18, which is hardly 6 net correct. Okay, please always keep this number in mind. What is the number of net correct you need to get in order to secure 80 percentile? Okay, so that gives the minimum number of questions you need to secure while you enter into a section, and then you can build on further. For students who are well prepared, okay, they might even target 99 and 100 percentiles, so that will be capped at 42 and 56 respectively. So with this, we end the quant section analysis here. Thanks for joining.
Okay, guys. UM11 LRTI. So one thing I'm sure that this must be one of the easiest LRTI sections that you would have seen. It must be a surprise for most of you, I think. Yes, certainly all set of experiments were there, single questions were there, set of 2 questions were there, set of 3 questions, set of 4 questions, all sort of experiment. But best part was easy. Overall paper was easy. Starting with this first question, single question, very doable. Just with little bit of comparison, you could have got this answer. So I can say that very doable question. Second set, all of a sudden a mixed graph, 3 graphs are there, bar graph is there, line graph is there, pie chart is there. But nevertheless, even after that, you can say that this is a normal mixed graph set with little bit of calculation. Obviously, there are some calculation was there. So although it is time taking compared to the other sets in the test paper, but again, certainly very doable. All these questions are very doable with little bit of calculation. So if you are getting 3 questions in the set, so certainly this is one question that you should have solved, even if it is taking some time, because overall, I don't think for this paper time was a problem. Now, such a good opportunity, simple logical deduction question. It was a very easy. It is certainly, I can say it is a no-brainer that you should not miss such opportunity. And this was an opportunity. Single question, unfortunately, but yes. Now, the family comprises of 7 members. So 7 members, it seems that 7 members, but fortunately not too much of data. So with little bit of solving and with the family tree, you could have solved this question very easily. Single question, but doable. Similarly, even if somebody who is acquainted with the basic level of north, south, east, west thing, this was quite doable. This is not doable only in the case if you don't know what is north, south, east, west. So very doable. Now, this one. Easy arrangement question. Easy arrangement question, and that too with 2 questions in a set. So 2 questions, both of them were very doable with a little bit of diagram and everything. You could have got this answer. So these 2 were easy as well. Now after that, this problem with this question is it was a single question. And with comparison to the single question and the score that we're going to get out of it, our data is little bit more, but again, even upon taking little bit of time, this was doable. Certainly this was doable set. You would have solved this as well. Now guys, 10 animal, 5 attendant, and doable. Doable with the challenge that since it is single question, so it don't deserve that type of effort from our side that it is going to take. So it would have taken more time that it deserved because it is single question, but yes, doable. Now come to this set. Again, 3 questions were there in the set, and keeping 3 questions into consideration, it is a easy set. In case you miss this test, a set, it must be a costly miss, I can easily say, because 3 questions are not that too lengthy one, easily doable. So these 3 questions were quite doable. Now, the next type of questions were this type of. If somebody who know distance is equal to speed into time, And with little bit of observation, you could have easily solved this set, and that too with a 3 question. So opportunity, certainly an opportunity for us. So this is also second subset which should not be missed. In case you don't know this concept, please ensure that after solving this set, you are done with this particular concept. Because if in any of the exam, if such question is coming, you should not miss it. And last question, the lazy doll was not for the lazy people, but again, if you would have read the question properly and had time. The problem is somebody who would have left it for the last, and quite possible you don't have time, then in that case, it would have been created some problem. But with little bit of calculation, it is very doable. So overall, what I have seen in this particular set question, the problem is the whole set, not only set, I'm talking about the whole section. The problem is the test paper has abundance of doable questions. So again, the challenge is to select which to solve first and which to solve later. But all of them, I can easily say in this paper, all of them are doable. It's totally depends up to you how you are going to invest your 40 minutes, and you have to prioritize. So you have to ensure you have to maximize your score. So overall, very doable question. And this last set was with 4 questions. Even if let's say you are able to solve 3 questions, that is fine. So now if I have to classify all these sets, you can easily see that the questions, this is single question, single question, single question, single question, except these two, little bit of time taking, all the single questions were doable. Apart from that, this 2 question, this one was easy. And why I have written easy to moderate here? Because keeping single question into consideration, they were a little bit more time taking. That's why I kept it in the easy to moderate. Similarly, circle 3 question easy, line graph 3 question easy, lazy doll easy but time consuming. So overall paper you were not able to find any difficulty. Idea is to select those questions properly and solve them. So as far as scores are concerned, what I would suggest here, like the 12 questions were easy, 5 questions were easy to moderate, and 4 questions were easy and time consuming. So even if let's say I'm solving 10 questions out of those 12 easy questions, out of 5, 3 to 4 questions, out of 4, 3 questions. So 10 plus 3, 13 plus 3, 16. Out of 16, somebody left 14 correct and 2 incorrect. In that case, the score is going to be some around 40 marks. And 40 marks is somewhere say for around 98%. Obviously, for getting 99.500, we have to score much more. But yes, so 98 percentile is going to be around 40. Now the problem is quite possible some of you were not able to score just because of the surprise factor. You were not expecting such a easy paper, and all of a sudden I got a very easy paper and I was not able to manage paper properly. So guys, that is also one skill set all of you should have. If I am expecting a difficult paper and all of a sudden the easy paper is coming in the exam. So more or less we get the sense, okay, I'm able to solve more questions now. So okay, that means level is easy. Then I should control myself. I should ensure that I'm solving as many questions as possible in the stipulated time. So, but yes, this is a very good example of easy questions, easy set and easy test. Overall easy test also. So now if overall analysis is concerned, this is certainly a dream paper for those of you who love maths, who love DI. Even the verbal part was quite balanced. You can easily say the 98 percentile of quantity was also around 37. This is 40. This is 33. So overall score of 98 will lead to 98 percentile. Now idea, sir, I was not able to get this much score. So just go and find the reason. It is very important analysis of these things, especially when an easy paper is coming. Don't worry, even if you are getting less score, but it's the right time to think, okay, what will happen if the same thing will happen with you in the final exam? If something paper like this is coming, then in that case, it's very important to control yourself. Okay, all of a sudden I am able to solve more questions. So I should be happy and then try and solve more sets. Overall, guys, This is one good experiment test. Lot of things to learn here, and I hope you would have learned. In case not, just go and analyze the paper again. Thank you.